Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me always is T-Money, King of Puppies. There you go. Alright, this time around will be Raw and Smackdown review on March 25th and 26th of 2019. Here we go. So, with Monday Night Raw, we kick it off with Ronda Rousey, and she can't get a word in because the crowd is just booing her ass. Oh, damn. That is just messed up. It then goes on to hear that the news broke out at the beginning of Raw. For the first time ever, the women's title picture will be the main event, meaning the end of the show of WrestleMania. Oh man, I'm going to be fast.
Here's the thing that you have to worry about. How people...
Yeah, I'm going to be mad if they just leave in the ring.
Yeah, because...
Middle of the show. Fuck you.
He's getting a lot of issues about how some of the fans, I'm not saying all of them, that don't like how the women's match pay-per-view because they don't get any ratings more than the men do.
Well, we're going to see, because this WrestleMania, thanks to the host of WrestleMania, Alexa Bliss, one of your favorites right now, is the host. So she's made it official, thankfully. I don't know. I don't think she made it official. I think Stephanie and Triple H did, or whatever.
Vince McMahon, because,
you got to have the final word.
Yeah.
It's going to be Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat for the Raw Women's title belt at WrestleMania. More on that when we hit SmackDown. But until then, we have a Beat the Clock challenge to see how these women do well against the Riot Squad members. It would be
Ronda Rousey taking on Sarah Logan.
Right off the bat, in 1 minute and I think 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it right. Ronda Rousey beats Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan. With a quick tap out. But it was thanks to her being the muscle of the group that she was able to actually give muscle of the group to give Ruby Riott. Ronda Rousey, Ruby Riott. Too many damn R's. I did this before. Giving Ronda Rousey a little run for her money, but once she got that arm bar, boop, that's done. So then we have Charlotte Flair versus the leader of the group, Ruby Riott. See, I gotta say it right with the R's. Ultimately, sadly, even though in the last few seconds she had it really tight. The figure 4 or figure 8 lock, as she calls it, with the bridge applied, and she really was torquing it. She was really pushing it. Almost had her tap out, but she did not beat the clock.
Right, is also the pump chick.
Next, we have Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for her turn to beat Ronda Rousey's 1 minute 25 second time limit that she put. But with Liv Morgan distracting her while still on the side of the ring, here comes Charlotte Flair having a fuss because she couldn't beat Ronda Rousey's time, giving Liv Morgan a chance to jump Becky Lynch. But in the last 7 seconds remaining, Becky beat Ronda Rousey's time, making Liv Morgan tap out. And Ronda Rousey's not impressed because everybody's saying that she got to beat Ronda Rousey's time, but can she beat both Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey at the same time? That is the question, and that's going to be a good match for the women's division. I have to say, that's going to be good. Next.
Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal.
Damn it. Who booked this? Who booked this, man? Finn Balor has to go in a handicap match between these two, and if I'm correct, Finn Balor won? I skimmed through that one.
Yep.
Yay, Finn Balor. So Finn Balor does get a #1 contendership guaranteed now after that against Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania.
And Bobby Lashley took his anger out on Mahal and the Singh brothers.
Just like a rabid bulldog, pit bull, whatever. Next. Woo.
The Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Non-title match. If I'm correct, Ricochet and Aleister Black won that match again. Yep. No title contest. Damn! How many times are they gonna beat the champs before they actually get their title picture?
If they, everyone thought Chad Gable and Bobby Roode would get a tag team belt, but that didn't happen.
Nope, they haven't been winning their matches. They haven't been on air. That sucks when you're on air.
What sucks is that the Hardys ain't getting no tag team title shot at WrestleMania.
Save that for SmackDown, my brother.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well,
anyway,
let's skip that part.
Okay.
Well, it sucks that Chad Gable and Bobby Lashley,
Too many Bobbies.
Bobby Roode are not getting a tag team belts title shot because they're both are. For what I know, they're both are in that Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I hope there's some tag team gold on the line at WrestleMania. That's gonna make me mad if they don't. I'm gonna be mad. You gotta have all the titles on the line at WrestleMania.
But sometimes they don't.
Anyway.
Some wrestlers.
Oh, but we can say that they definitely made some airtime on the commercials thanks to Snickers. They're not being glorious. They're being clumsy as hell when they're hungry. Mm-hmm. Next up will be what?
But the ones who are not getting airtime is the rest, like the B+ player wrestlers, like Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley.
Mm-hmm. Next up would be Sasha Banks versus Natalya. Now this one I can say for sure. I know because I watched it. I was like, wait, who won? Who won that match? Nobody. Courtesy of the fact that the Samoan females, Nia Jax and Tamina, jumped them from behind in the ring. Was it a disqualification? On Sasha Banks, she got hit first. So Sasha Banks won that by disqualification. Mm-hmm. And thanks to this, I told you. I had a prediction. I was right. Courtesy of the fact that they have been asked, how do you feel knowing that all 3 of these teams have been in your face and not one of you have gotten the upper hand on them? Sasha Banks spoke on behalf of both her and her friend Bayley that if they want, they'll fight them all in a fatal 4-way tag match at WrestleMania between the Iconics, the Samoan females, Beth, I forget the tag team name they went by, but it's Natalya and Beth Phoenix versus the Boss and Hug Connection. That's gonna be good.
But if they don't book that though?
No, they did. They said it's official. On the commentators, they said that it's going to happen.
But sometimes they when it changes stuff like they
there was that one WrestleMania where the women didn't even get there.
Yeah,
they showed that on Total Divas that one season. Yeah. I forget which WrestleMania it was though. Yeah. Was it 20? Was it 31? Or was it 32? No, I think it was maybe 30.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. It was a couple of years ago, so yeah. All right, we would have Kurt Angle in the back, thanking the fact that he's got Samoa Joe to come from SmackDown to Raw to fight him for his retirement tour. Baron Corbin would be up in his face, just saying that he's going to enjoy watching the match because he's not even going to win that match. He believes that Samoa Joe is going to put Kurt out. And he's like, And of course, Apollo Crews challenges him to another match, so we'll get that. A Moment of Bliss introduces her guest, Braun Strowman. They talk about the guys from the satellite They talk to the guys through satellite. Sorry.
The guys from Satellite.
Yeah. That white boy is stupid as hell. Every word coming out of his mouth is not helping.
You know, when they brings a celebrity to their show, that usually does happen. They always talk about shit.
Yeah, but that black guy was like, dude, just shut up. You're not helping. You're trying to be a freaking therapist. You are not a therapist. You're just making him mad. You're just insulting him left and right. So Braun Strowman repeated what he said and gave him option 3. Said mentally, vocally, I think. Vocally, there you go. Vocally, mentally, or physically. And he said option 3, physically. And you join the Andre Battle Memorial. Royal. Battle Royal. Memorial Royal. That's a tongue twister. Right? Is that where it is? Nope. That's not even mentioned here. What the fuck? I'm looking for Andre the Battle Memorial. Not even in here.
That's on the other one.
Anyway. Ultimately, we would have both those guys excuse me. Both those guys roped into the match. So now we're gonna have 2 celebrities in that match.
Here you go.
Where is it?
It's Andre Giant Battle Royal thing.
The giant battle royal. Who the fucked up that? That's not what it's called.
It's right there. The Andre Giant Battle Royal.
Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I thought it was a Battle Memorial. I didn't see that part. Giant Battle Royal.
Which you want? The name of the guys is Braun Strowman. The 2 guys from SNL, Andre, Apollo,
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal.
No way, Jose.
Bobby Roode, Chad Gable,
Kalisto.
Graham Malik.
Lince Dorado.
Yeah. Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel.
Heath Slater. Rhino.
Victor, Connor, Ali.
Sutton Benjamin. Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson. Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy.
Otis.
Tucker. EC3.
Yeah. This means that Chad Gable and
NXT participants.
well, they're not on the list, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, yeah. Chad Gable, which means Chad Gable and Bobby Roode will not be involved in a match for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Neither were the Usos. I didn't see the Usos' names. Jimmy and Jay. No. Neither was the New Day. I didn't see them names. Well, I don't know. Is that 30? Because it's supposed to be 30.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the list. That we already did it.
Okay.
And we talked about that.
Baron Corbin. We just talked about that.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews.
Yeah, that match, Apollo Crews lost.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin won. Okay. And he did. Oh, wait.
That was Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah, we didn't say who won.
Okay.
With Baron Corbin hitting End of Days twice. Not once, twice. One for winning the match, another for after winning the match. It's just a message to Kurt Angle from Baron Corbin, basically. Poor Apollo Crews got that.
You don't think Kurt Angle is the man he used to be back in the day? You don't think he has that ability anymore? Now he got old.
If I remember correctly, in between the matches, yep. Yeah, you passed this up. Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring, issuing that he is going to beat and say whatever he has to do to beat Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman comes out and says otherwise. Woo. He gets up in Paul Heyman's face. Oh, once again, Paul Heyman is just getting that. And once he just, Seth Rollins leaves him, Kurt Angle's music hit, and everybody's saying, "You suck." And Kurt Angle can't help but do this and then point at him. "You suck. You suck." Bald-headed. You suck, Paul Heyman. You suck, Paul Heyman.
You know, he also,
that rhymes, Paul Heyman.
Did you know Paul Heyman Kurt Angle was also a former advocate?
Ooh. Interesting news.
Because Paul Heyman managed not just brought Big Show, Kurt Angle,
CM Punk. CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk.
CM Punk.
And Rhino.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Sandman. Balls Mahoney.
And Heidenreich.
Sabu. Ron Van Dam. Yeah. All of ECW.
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer. All that good shit.
I'm talking about as heels. I'm talking about.
Man, Will is he? In which case, during an interview, well, after, if I remember correctly, yep. Dean Ambrose challenges Drew McIntyre in a last man standing match. And that match was good. It just sucks how it ended. It would end the night with Dean Ambrose unable to get up for the 10 count in the ring after the beating Drew McIntyre gave him. So it's 2 losses to Drew McIntyre on freaking Dean Ambrose. That sucks. Poor Dean. He had every chance to be playing dirty in that match. He didn't. Give him credit for that. I would have. Mm-hmm. I would have said, "Fuck you! You wanna brutalize me, brutalize this!" Ah! Shoot, if I was him, man, I would have had fun beating the fuck out of him by breaking his legs.
Nan Young was cheering for her man.
Oh yeah, and sad her man lost. We'll be right back with SmackDown. And we're back. New Day would come out to the ring, opening SmackDown Live, and stating one thing. The news reports were saying that New Day would ultimately say that they were going to quit on the fact that if nothing was going to be changed for Kofi Kingston. So they were calling out Vince McMahon, who came out before he could get a word uttered. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan would come out, and Daniel would just be spouting out, "Don't bother with them B-plus players." Big E and Xavier Woods would be speaking on Kofi Kingston's half once again. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, it would be Vince McMahon getting up in their faces saying, "You ain't gonna quit. You had no intention of quitting. You're not gonna quit." He'd be pointing out some good stuff. If he would have quit, you would have done it. So tell me what is it? Huh? What is it? He said, give Kofi another chance. Well, he said, he ain't getting no other chances. As far as I'm concerned, he is still just a B-plus player. And freaking Daniel Bryan, what the hell? He's like that guy who just be spouting out hate while the other guy is talking. Like one guy be saying, "You're weak." "Yeah, you weak." Like that.
You're a heel, you want to say that stuff.
"You're so small." "You're tiny."
Yep.
That kind of stuff. That's what Daniel was doing.
Yep.
He said, "Shut up." He was telling him to shut up. He's telling them all to shut up. He said, "Shut up." In which case, ultimately, Vince McMahon gave him an ultimatum, saying that, to his eyes, Kofi Kingston is still just a B-plus player. Just like he thinks, excuse me, congested. He thinks that New Day, as far as Big E and Xavier Woods, is a B-plus tag team. And they're like, and again, Daniel Bryan like, yeah.
because like they're not, he calls them that because they're not like the Hardys, the Dudleys,
Edge and Christian.
Yep.
All that.
Or APA or Brothers of Destruction.
Man, that's all old school. You're not talking about D-Generation X.
Well,
Brothers of Destruction.
I'm talking about way before, I'm talking about like tag team. They're just like a treat.
Anyway.
Guys who won the belts. Mm-hmm. And don't forget New Age Outlaws.
Ultimately, he would then put the gauntlet in effect once again, but this time with the New Day. Having them fight tag team after tag team after tag team after tag team. It would be the end of the night in which they would fight all of those tag teams. So what's next on the list?
I'd like to congratulate JoJo for her first child.
JoJo.
The ring announcer. For her first child with Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
He got a new haircut.
Ooh. Ooh. The eater of worlds.
Mm-hmm. The match is Charlotte Flair.
Oh, yeah. Let's get there. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. We didn't want to mention this because of the fact that it's a SmackDown review.
Yeah.
So, in that, there was an interview with Becky Lynch, and she was asked, how do you feel about everything that's going on with the breaking news last night with the women main eventing WrestleMania with those three women? And she says that I understand that I won the Royal Rumble and I deserve this spot. I have to go around all this and jump through hoops, but I'm here and I earned it. My question is, why is Charlotte still in here? What did she do to deserve it? Ultimately, Charlotte Flair's music hits while the interview is still going, and she is insulted, saying that, you want to know why I'm in that match? I'll show you. Then you hear Asuka's music coming out, the SmackDown's WWE Women's Champion, and the ring announcer would say the following match is a title match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And always like, what? The commentators were losing their mind, like, how did this? And Corey Graves is saying, it's that Charlotte Flair magic. She pulled some strings and made this match happen. Oh, that's just convenient, isn't it? Ultimately, in that match, and it was a good match, they were hitting each other hard as hell. They threw everything in the book. And ultimately, it would be Charlotte Flair putting in her signature figure 8 lock onto Asuka for a good over 10 seconds. And Asuka tapped out. Your new 8-time women's champion. She beat Trish Stratus.
No, to beat Trish Stratus' record, and Trish Stratus said this, you gotta go 9.
Well, she's that one more step closer. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Women's SmackDown champion, and go into WrestleMania with it, because we got one more week before WrestleMania. So if Asuka or whoever can get that title back, if they can, if they don't, then.
But here's the thing.
She's going to. What is going to happen?
Here's the thing
with both titles.
Here's the thing. Trish Stratus also said to beat her record, you got to hold the belt 15 months.
You beat the record if you actually beat the number. That's the thing.
Trish Stratus, no one's had beat Trish Stratus' record. No one's ever had.
Oh yeah. No. Asuka did.
No, 15. You got to hold the belt 15 months.
Asuka held it for nearly 2 years, and that was on her first try, undefeated streak. So I think she congratulated her on that, just like Goldberg did.
No, she didn't care for Asuka and her girl.
No, she tweeted it. I saw the tweet. Because they were congratulating her. I saw Trish Stratus. Anyway, with that said, the stipulation at WrestleMania is even I don't know what's going to. It's for the Raw Women's title, but how is the SmackDown Women's Champion going to work out? Have a good weekend. That's our third worker, and because the way I see it, that means if that's the main event, the last show of the night, they're going to have to. If the SmackDown Women's title is not on the line for that match as well, we'll have a undisputed women's champion for both Raw and SmackDown in one of these three women.
Well, actually, here's the thing.
That's one theory. The other is Charlotte Flair is going to have double duty that night. She's going to wrestle at the beginning of the show and last in that triple threat.
But here's the thing. They said that that's the only one that's going to be in the main event is the one on Raw women's, not the SmackDown.
Even though there's two SmackDown women.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain that one.
Okay, let's talk.
So we got Raw Women's Champion, the new current SmackDown Women's Champion, and the winner of the Royal Rumble, all in one match. Woo! It just got better.
But if you say you got two SmackDown women. Okay, if here's the thing.
Yeah, if one of them wins the Raw title, they go to Raw. I understand that.
Yeah, and they're Raw superstar.
Yeah, that was the deal.
But Ronda Rousey has no opponent, so yeah.
You mean Charlotte Flair?
No, so Ronda Rousey has no opponent.
She's fighting the both of them at WrestleMania, dude. What do you mean she has no opponent? What the hell?
No, they said they might change it though.
Oh bullshit! At this late in the game, fuck that. She got those two opponents. For one, it's Becky Lynch who called her out. She said. So now we got. Yeah, we already covered that. Mm-hmm. It would be AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle, and I called this one. I was thinking, if he's gonna fight Samoa Joe on Raw, is he gonna fight AJ Styles? Because he fought AJ Styles in TNA. And I was like, yep, there he goes. He's fighting Samoa Joe. And then AJ Styles, in 1 week, Kurt Angle's fighting them both. He's fighting his TNA opponents.
But they don't mention the word TNA.
I know, but everybody who's a fan knows. They know what that was about. Mm-hmm. Hey, old rivals. So in the end, it would be it would be disqualification on account of Randy Orton attacking AJ Styles in that match. AJ would win that match by disqualification, but it was a bitter pill, sour taste, or whatever you want to call it, because Kurt Angle didn't get to make him tap out or AJ Styles make him tap out. That match was undecided thanks to Randy Orton spoiling the party. And The Miz goes to the ring and makes a claim. He's going to beat Shane O'Mac. But Shane comes out with like 10 bodyguards. And dude, it's every superstar that has not been getting any airtime.
It's a heel, of course.
You got one half of the Kalistos, or
Lucha House Party.
That's not the Lucha House Party. That's the Matadors.
Oh, okay.
And they call themselves To Paradise or something like that. Okay. It was one half, and then you got the Sanity, all three members. You got freaking something Benjamin right there too. Yeah. He ain't getting no airtime. The only airtime he got was on Raw, and he's back on SmackDown. Like, what the hell?
He's getting some at WrestleMania.
Yeah. That's
right.
That's good. I don't know if he'll win it though. We don't know who's going to win. We say it's going to be Braun Strowman again. We don't know, because in the Battle Royal, this could be anybody. Ultimately, Shane is hiding behind all these men, while The Miz, for once in his life, is actually going toe to toe with so many men at once. He's actually going against everything he stands for. You know, the heel, the runner, the cheater, the outsmarter. He's actually fighting all these security guards, all these other wrestlers, jumping off the barricades and stuff. Like, oh my God, I never seen this side of Miz before. This is unreal. That's saying. I still don't like him. I know after this, he's going right back to being a heel. Watch. Mm-hmm. Watch.
Let's give him a few years, 2 or 3 years.
Yep. There we go. It would be New Day Tag Team Gauntlet. Ultimately, first, it would be Anderson and Gallows versus the Good Brothers, not the Club, the Good Brothers versus the New Day first. Ultimately, they get them with their finisher, the up, down, down. And eliminate them. Next, it will be it says right there. I thought I'd say Rusev Day. It's New Day versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. They're pretty much a good tag team right now, those two. Maybe we'll see some gold around their waist together. Maybe. Not today, because they're fighting the New Day in a gauntlet match, and just like before, Shinsuke Nakamura gets up, down, boom.
It depends how Nakamura's attitude is. They had problems with Nakamura before I heard.
The New Day versus The Bar for the third team. Yep. Quick pin on Cesaro. Eliminated The Bar, but The Bar would throw New Day member Big E through a table just out of spite. And then you hear the music of the Usos come out. Usos demand to have a mic given to them, and they speak that they have earned respect. Kofi Kingston earned their respect. New Day earned their respect. And all the people in the back earned Kofi's respect. And all the people in the arena earned Kofi respect. As far as they're concerned, the New Day versus the Usos. Usos forfeited.
But,
respectfully.
But here's the thing, they might get punished next week.
They're going to get punished. They're going to get punished. I agree with you on that. Vince is not going to be happy. Mm-hmm. So much so that we knew this was going to happen. Because after they forfeited, in the locker room, in his own private locker room, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan are throwing a fit, throwing chairs and stuff, and just wrecking the freaking locker room. Mm-hmm. He kicked the TV. That was a waste of a TV. You know how much TV costs. Damn you, Daniel. Environmental friendly bastard. Ah. I hate when a TV goes bad and we have to go buy a new one. I hate it. I dread it. So as a result, they announced that the New Day has to fight one more team. And you heard Daniel's music, and it was New Day versus Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. Let me see how they won. In that match, it would be an interesting win. Because Daniel Bryan, I don't know where he went, because I was just skimming through the match to see how it ended. Because I was like, oh, come on, not this, I can't. Ultimately, Daniel Bryan is nowhere to be seen. I don't know where he went. I think he got hit by something. Yep. Ultimately, Eric Rowan would be pushed behind the table, the announcer table, and Big E would lift that son-of-a-bitch onto Eric Rowan, and Eric Rowan is trapped under there. And Eric Rowan is the legal man, so the referee is counting, and they're screaming. They're knowing that if he gets counted out, that's it. And he did. Winners of the gauntlet, New Day. And Kofi Kingston just runs in there because everybody is crowded up there. We had people like Becky Lynch.